kidney anatomy, and I'm not spelling very. Let me just erase that. It's late and I'm really tired, so. I'm sure my spelling will get even worse. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, the urinary system. Kind of look at that first. So the urinary system is your two kidneys, so we've got right kidney, left kidney, and there's a tube that comes out of both of these. And these are called the ureters. And these are tubes that carry urine from the kidney that's made by the kidney down to this thing called the urinary bladder. And the ureters enter kind of through the back. They kind of come this way and enter here. And you've got two entrances here. And then up here, there's a little hole where it exits to the urethra. And if you kind of draw a little line here, you get I should do that in another color. Kind of that and that. You get a little triangle there. That little triangle is called the trigone. Okay? The kidneys are controlled by the sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system. The bladder is controlled by both. So controlled by the autonomic nervous system. So both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. But the kidneys, just the sympathetic. Okay, so okay. So if we look at a kidney, all right, let's see if I can make a big old kidney here. Okay, so here's a kidney, and we know that the top here, there's like a little, looks like a little hat on it. Just came off the page, sorry. And up here is the adrenal gland. And we don't really look at this, the adrenal gland here, because this is not really part of the urinary system. Okay, it's, we've already looked at it. It's part of the the endocrine system. Okay, but there it is right on top there. You can also can be called the suprarenal gland, by the way. Okay, so in the kidney itself, the outside of the kidney is basically contained in a capsule. So we have the renal capsule, and it's fibrous, so it's fibrous connective tissue or dense irregular connective tissue. Okay, so it surrounds it and protects it. Inside, as we move inside here, you will have noticed this orientation in another organ that we have looked at. Okay, so this area here is called the cortex. So it's right towards the outside of here. And remember, the kidneys are full of these tubules. Okay, and these tubules are what where the filtering occurs. Okay, so we've got this cortex here, and on the inside here, the cortex is here, the middle is the medulla. Okay, go ahead and say middle is the medulla. Okay, sort of go like that. All right, and in the medulla we have little look like pizza slices here. Okay, so we have little areas here, look like pizza slices, and these little triangles here are called the renal pyramids. Okay. All right. Between the pyramids, you got a pyramid here, 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 and you see that they're separated, sort of separated here by these little areas. And these are called columns. So these are called the renal columns. All right. Now, at the bottom of these little pyramids are what look like they're like little cups. Okay. And there. Okay. They kind of go like that. They're like literally little cups or spouts, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, they're like little cups. Basically, urine drips out of there into these little cups. And these small cups here, like one of these small cups, is called a calyce. So this is called a minor calyx. Let's go here. The minor calyx. And they kind of come together and form little parts here. And where they come together, that would be called a major calyx. Okay. The little spout here where the urine drips out, right here, that is called the renal papilla, or papilla, however you want to call it. And it's like a little nipple, and it just drips out there. All right, this area here is called the renal pelvis. And this is where the urine collects. And it exits out this area here, which is called the hilum. And the hilum is the area where the tubes exit. So you've got the ureter coming out there. And then, of course, to put a line through there, you've got vessels, right? So you've got the renal artery and the renal vein. All right, so that is the major anatomy, the gross anatomy of the kidney. Up here, there are these little systems of loops. And this thing is called a nephron. And the nephron is the part of the kidney that does the filtering. Okay, so let's look at the anatomy of a nephron.